This is our presentation of Act 5, Scene 1 of Macbeth. In our video, we are going to first explain the information we previously researched and how it correlates to the scene. We will then ask our actors how she would interpret this scene. After that, we will act out 2 parts of the scene and conclude with how we think the scene happened.
Lady Macbeth in this scene is dealing with stress and guilt from the malicious deeds her husband performed and expresses it through her sleepwalking episode. The gentlewoman asks the doctor what to do about Lady Macbeth, and the doctor explains to just keep her away from harm. In Act 5, Scene 3, the doctor explains Lady Macbeth's episode to Macbeth and how there is no cure except facing the consequences she made when she convinced Macbeth to kill King Duncan. This connects back to the research of there being no cure to sleepwalking, but ways that you can prevent it as described in the article.
Is Lady Macbeth truly evil, or is she a woman that is plagued by her trauma?
Lady Macbeth suffers from parasomnia. Parasomnia is an umbrella term for a variety of sleep disorders, including sleepwalking and sleep terrors. These disorders can be related to Lady Macbeth, as a doctor is called to examine her incurable episodes. These disorders have no cure, like the doctor explained. One of these disorders is called rhythmic behavioral disorder.
In Act 5, Scene 1 of Macbeth, Lady Macbeth murdered a king. While many see Lady Macbeth as someone evil and unkind, I think much of what she did throughout her play was caused by past trauma she went through. This is expressed through her sleepwalking and reenactment of bad memories. And you're going to rub your hands together to express your guilty conscience. How do you think you'll act this scene out? I want to act out Lady Macbeth as not just an evil and cruel woman, but as someone who has become that way because of the cruel world around her. The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now?
Lady Macbeth also suffers from sleep talking, and a trauma-induced form of parasomnia. Her trauma was being an accomplice in the murder of King Duncan.
All of the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh.
In the article I chose, Sleepwalking by Eric Suddy, the author reports that sleepwalking is a disorder that can occur at any age but cannot be treated. He explains how while sleepwalking, one can do things from walking around to attempting to drive a car. One can also try to do certain things that may be harmful to themselves or the people around them. Sunny also explains how there can be many contributing factors that result in sleepwalking, one being various types of stress. In the article, Sunny explains how to prevent the harm of others and themselves, keep one away from sharp objects and do not wake them immediately and instead move them back to bed.
You marvel this with starting.
How we will interpret this part of the scene is our actors will make sure to be dramatic and exaggerate the actions of guilt that Lady Macbeth felt during her sleep.
No more of that, my lord, no more of that.
I would interpret this part of the scene by rubbing my hands together to represent Lady Macbeth's guilty conscience on her husband's deeds.
Here's the smell of blood still. Lady Macbeth will use a lot of hand gestures and pace around to show the stress that she is under. She'll rub her hands aggressively and show how she wants to get rid of the blood she sees on her hands. What will these here be clean? Thanks for watching!
These disorders can be related to Lady Macbeth, as a doctor is called to examine her incurable episodes. Oh, that went dark.
Thanks for
In the article I chose, Sleepwalking by Eric Suddy,
I would interpret this part of the scene by rubbing Lady Macbeth's hand.
One action.
the Thane of Fife.
you're going to pace back and forth nervously and act as if you're distressed.
And then you're going to rub your hands together.